for answering this question. And I see that most of you are from right now equal representation from manufacturing and healthcare. So we have got two types of industries, and then we have construction, oil and gas also, logistics, IT as well. So most of you are from manufacturing, and then closely followed by healthcare, and then construction, and then after that, of course, IT. Yeah, so good. I will try to please stay till the very end of the session. So what I'll do, I'll start with some manufacturing examples, and towards the end, I'll give some healthcare examples also. So we'll try to learn lots and lots of tools and techniques today, and we will learn not only about what Lean Six Sigma is and how to do a project, but we will also actually we will do a project. So all of us will do a project together. So if you can just answer this question too. And thanks for those who have just joined. Thanks for joining. And it typically happens in the first 10 minutes, people keep joining in. So I'll prepare the agenda for the meeting today, and also I'll try to make it something which is of use to you, and some of the tools you can go and directly apply. Some of the tools and techniques you can directly go and apply immediately, right? Okay, so I've got my agenda based on whatever you have told me. So I will start with introducing Anexas, the company. Then I will introduce myself a little bit. By the time it will take 5 minutes, and by the time some more people will joining, and that's what I'm trying to give a little bit of chance for everyone to join. And after that, I'll introduce you to what is Lean and what is Six Sigma. And logistics related, Srinivas is telling logistics. Okay, fine. Redmi is telling health insurance, and Umar is telling events. Oh, and Kirti, okay, Kirti says you're working in US healthcare insurance. Okay, great. Devkanna is telling process excellence. Ravi Kant is BPO. So, okay, fine. So there are more than 100 people joined in. So, and as we proceed, I think 50 more people are likely to join. So let's wait for everyone. But till the time, let me introduce yourself. Let me introduce myself to you. I think it will be very difficult for you to introduce everyone. Everyone can't take that. That will take a lot of time. Okay, great. So after basic introduction of Lean and Six Sigma, then what we will do, we will look at DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So if you say that you are at Lean and Six Sigma yellow belt, then you should at least know what is DMAC, and you should be able to explain what is DMAC, and you should be also able to help the people who are doing the DMAC projects in the organization and complete those projects successfully. So that's what a yellow belt is. I will tell you what a yellow belt is. Okay. Okay, Mohammed Ashraf, you're telling that you are from transportation system. Oh, good. That's great. As I said, we won't be able to. What we will do, instead of showing projects from one domain, I will show a project from one process which is applicable everywhere. Now, this is the best way. So Lean Six Sigma is an improvement methodology where you improve any process by using a project approach. Okay. So I'll tell you about that. What is a project? What is the definition of a project? What is the basic definition of a project? Can you tell me what is the basic definition of a project? What is the basic definition of a project? Very, very simple. Beginner's definition. Oh, Yusuf, you are from NEOM. Wow. My dream is to be involved in one of the projects in NEOM. Please invite me. I've been into Saudi, like I'm operating in Saudi Arabia for the last 15 years. I was working with Riyadh Bank earlier, and that was in 2007 and 8. After that, I've done Lean Six Sigma implementation and an international medical center, King Fahd Medical City, and Aramco, SABIC, all the big petrochemical company, Maden, so Bharat Petroleum in India, yeah, people, Talib Anwar is telling, I'm from Gurgaon, Gurgaon, okay. So, well, so we have done training program. BPO, I was working in BPO industry, BPO of Deutsche Bank, BPO of EXA in 2002, 2003, 4. For the last 20 years, 22 years, I have been into a Lean and Six Sigma, and I have got total 30 years of experience. I will introduce myself as well in a little bit more detail. So we'll talk about applications in the industry. So if you stay, please stay till the end. After 2 hours of training, I will introduce you to some of our services, etc. But after that, I will talk about some of the Lean implementation in healthcare. And 2.5 hours, if you complete 2.5 hours, you will also get, you'll be eligible to get a yellow belt certification. That you'll be eligible. So let us see. Yes. So, okay, so let me do a formal welcome. Now, most of the people have joined in. So let me do a formal welcome for everyone.
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
So I've joined by here Naveen, Johi, Pavitra, Niranjan, and a lot of my team members who are supporting me. Varsha, who are all supporting me. And okay, I think some people are trying to join the session. If you can let them in. Okay, so as people are still joining in, it happens, generally people keep. Okay, so let's allow 5 more minutes for everyone to join. Till the time, let me introduce myself and the organization. We have been around for last 17 years as an organization, and established in 2006, and we have been enabling individuals and organizations to achieve excellence. And almost all continents we have completed and conducted the training. About myself, I'm a chemical engineer. I did my MBA Finance from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies in Mumbai. Then I used to work for 12 hours per day. I joined a petrochemical company. For first 10 years, I was in petrochemical companies. And one of those petrochemical companies where I was working, one fine day announced that they are nominating the top 10 performing people in the company for a training program called Black Belt Training Program. So I thought I was one of the top 10 performers of the company, but unfortunately, the company did not think so. And I was not nominated. Yeah, it happens. You feel that you are really great performer, but unfortunately, the boss doesn't think like that. And by the way, he's usually right. And bosses are always right. So I thought that, maybe I will go for the next batch. But one good thing, what I saw when I looked at those individuals who got certified and they started working, and the way they used to solve the problems, data-oriented problem-solving techniques, it really made a difference to the organization, and each of them were able to save few millions of dollars for the organization. So I thought that this is a very nice technique, and I would look forward to get trained in the next batch. But unfortunately, the next batch never happened. And then I thought that I will invest some money myself, and I completed the black belt certification by finding those days, there were very few institutes who were conducting the training program, and it used to cost a lot. So I traveled. I spent some few days, real good number of days, and also a good amount of money to get certified. And as I said before you, I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, data scientist, PMP, CPHQ with 33 years of experience. And I have consulted for more than 200 organizations, including 15 Fortune 100 companies. And I have trained more than 150,000 professionals. So that's me. And we have a team, large team, who are continuously involved in doing multiple projects in multiple domains, be it petrochemical or healthcare or banking or logistics. I will give you some success stories towards the end. Last half an hour, I'll be devoting to some case studies, some of the real applications of Lean Six Sigma in real industries by taking the names of these organizations. They're kind enough to allow us to talk about the Lean Six Sigma implementation. After all, they are our clients. So I'll be talking about them last half an hour. So don't miss that last half an hour. Okay, Neeraj Kumar Yadav, welcome, special welcome to you. Okay. Why I'm telling you all these things? Because you can achieve this and much more, because you will not be learning from my own experience, but you'll be learning from the people whom I have trained. And they also keep telling me, or teaching me rather, about the recent trends. Some of the London training programs, Mumbai, Bangalore. I also take pride in telling that I was the person who conducted the first ever Lean and Six Sigma Black Belt training program in whole of Middle East. And that was incidentally simultaneously for one hospital and one petrochemical company. Simultaneously, it happened in the same week. And Novartis, the biggest pharmaceutical company, they are also our client. Maersk, I was involved in implementing or rolling out Lean Six Sigma in Maersk. That was in 2007 and 8. And lots of as I said, lots of organization, lots of awards, lots of acknowledgements at various forums, and just to prove that I am very well qualified to train you.
Hi, I'm Shekhar Suman, and I wish to congratulate all the Six Sigma certified black belt from Anexas. All the best. Thank you.
So I also appeared on the business show, where we had a lot of fun during the program, ASQ.
On 21st of May 2019,
So I have appeared for ASQ conferences, and I have been a keynote speaker in one of those conferences, plus 7 or 8 times now. I have been invited by ASQ.
It's an honor to have railways as our
Indian Railways, Saudi Railways.
a
Lot of manufacturing company in Saudi Arabia, UAE, logistics company like Shalhoub, Nakel in Saudi Arabia, CWG in Qatar, GWC in Qatar. These are all some of the
The advantage of conducting a Lean and Six Sigma training.
Okay, so also some of the things which we have done. A lot of I keep writing newspaper articles just to prove that I have got credentials to train you. So once I hope you have established the credentials, and now a lot of people have joined in. I think we have got a fair good number of people who have joined in. Let us start the training program. So can you tell me what are the similarities here? Can you tell me what are the similarities here? A manufacturing company improves production. Hospital reduces discharge time. Hotel improves customer experience. Bank reduces errors. And insurance claims time reduced by 70%. What are the similarities? Yes, almost all of you are right, and it is about improvement. But can you tell me one of the common threads? What is the common thread which is running through all these bullet points? Yes, they are all Lean Six Sigma projects. They are from manufacturing, logistics, banking, hotel, every industry, airline industry. 5 airline industries are our client, and everywhere we have done the projects. Lots and lots of domains. Same thing, same common thing, Lean and Six Sigma projects. They are all Lean and Six Sigma projects. So what do you do in Lean and Six Sigma? Lean and Six Sigma, you implement the process improvement by using projects approach. And these are all the different clients where we have done it. Everywhere we have seen the same results. Lean Six Sigma results in reducing the costs, reducing the defects, reducing the waste, reducing the rework, reducing the cycle time. It also results in improvement of quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can achieve all these things? So Lean and Six Sigma, green belts and black belts are the people who are able to make major difference in the organizations. It all started in Motorola. And can you tell me what is so I asked this question in the beginning, but very few people were there. Can you tell me what is the basic definition of a project? Once again, what is the basic definition of project? Yes, it is a starting point and it is an end point. It is a one-time endeavor. It is a one-time endeavor. It doesn't last for long. It is a one-time endeavor. Constructing a building is a project, right? So what you do is you improve a process. You improve a process in any organization, okay? You improve the process in any organization by taking up improvement projects. Let us construct a model of every organization in the world. Okay, so I'm constructing. So Mohammad Ajmal has given the correct definition. Yes, you're right. A temporary endeavor having a start and end time. Yes, exactly. That's the definition of a project. Thanks for that. Now I'm making a model of all the organization in the whole world. Typically, think of your organization. You are involved in certain set of activities, series of activities, series of steps, which delivers an output. Okay. It delivers an output. It processes certain inputs. It processes certain inputs which go to the customers. Okay. And the customers, they give feedback or the demand of your product or services. So please note that all the outputs would be either a product or a service. All the outputs would be either a product or the service. There is no third type of output. Now, feedback from the customers is received by the scheduling or the planning team of the organization. Scheduling or planning team of the organization. And then we have got the suppliers who are supplying the inputs. So the scheduling or planning team will ask the suppliers to supply the inputs. Now, inputs could be information, inputs could be sometimes in manufacturing industry, it could be raw materials, In services industry, it could be the requirements. And this is how a system works. This is known as also systems map. Another popular name of this diagram is value stream map. How the value is created in an organization. Value is created in an organization. Value for the customer is created. So remember the term value. Okay. In the Lean as well as in Six Sigma, you have to think about the customer and the voice of customer and convert this into a measurable characteristic. Now, how to do that? I will tell you that. So have you understood this map, value stream map? This is coming from Dr. Deming's systems thinking. He said that don't think in terms of silos. We typically think in terms of silos, this is my department, this is your department. But the customer cuts across all the departments and we deliver the value to the customer through a process. And if there is a continuous flow in the process and in the system, if there is a continuous flow, the system we say is healthy. Like in a healthy human being, there's a nice continuous flow of the breathing. Inhale, exhale, as they say, relax. Healthy person can do that very easily. But if you fall ill, what happens? There's obstruction in your breathing patterns. Similarly, if there is no continuous flow of the inputs towards output and the flow of information from customers to the planning department to the suppliers, there is an obstruction of the flow and it results in certain diseases of the system, which manifest themselves as customer complaints, work in process inventory, delays. Say, for example, A is fast and B is slow. What will happen? There would be a waiting. There will be a queue, work in process inventory. Okay, there will be a work in process inventory. C is committing a lot of mistakes, errors. This mistake will carry on to D and D will produce a defective output. So these errors, delays, waiting, they are all diseases of the process. And in order to eliminate the diseases, you have to create a continuous flow in the organization. Okay. Just in time, establish this flow. See, first half an hour, I'll be talking about non-statistical topics. And after half an hour, I will go to the statistical part. So the way we have divided this whole training program is, first half an hour, we'll be talking about more of lean, which doesn't contain a lot of statistics. And then we will move on to the statistical part, right? Statistical part. Statistics, be prepared to learn a little bit of statistics today. You will learn a lot of statistical tools and techniques. And some of these statistical tools and techniques you can implement immediately, maybe starting from tomorrow or day after tomorrow in your organizations. Now let us go a little bit further. Customer wants to be happy. Customer's happiness depends on the output. And some of the common measures, either product or service, output could be either a product or a service. Some of the common measures of your outputs are cycle time, time taken to complete an activity, cycle time, or errors. Customers is interested in those measures, or it could be usually these are the three top measures from customer's perspective. These measures are known as CTQs, critical to quality characteristics. CTQ, critical to quality characteristics of a product. Measures means critical to quality measures. What is important from the point of view of the customers? Okay. So let us define a problem in any organization. What is a problem? Problem is something which the customer is dissatisfied about. Any of those measures. Now, I just gave 3 measures, but there could be many. Like, if you are in manufacturing, weight can be one of the other measures. Viscosity, intrinsic viscosity, boiling point, if you are producing oil, different characteristics. If you are in service industry, compliance. If you are in banking, compliance is another way. In logistics, wrong deliveries or time taken to deliver a particular consignment. These are all related to your measures. And that could be very specific measure for a particular output. So this is how our whole system operates. Any questions here? Up to here, you are fine? Now the problem happens when the problem comes is the customer is unhappy and then your internal customer, which is the management or the shareholders, they are also unhappy. See, customers could be internal or external. So whenever this dissatisfaction occurs anywhere, it is time to call the green belts and black belts to do the projects. So who are green belts and black belts? Green belts and black belts are like karate black belts who can fight any quality problems in any industry. I'm repeating, any quality related issues, any issues in any industry. How? By taking up projects. By taking up projects. So you will take an improvement project. How? Like cycle time of delivery of my services is 10 days. I would like to reduce it to 6 days by 30th of June, right? This is what a green belt or a black belt does. And yellow belt helps them to achieve this. Yellow belt is a team member. Yellow belt can't do a project. But yellow belt knows that green belts and black belts do the project. And yellow belt knows many tools, which you are going to learn today. You have just learned value stream map, very high level view. We will not go into the details of many tools. As a yellow belt, you should be knowing about the basic concepts. Okay, the fundamentals of Lean as well as Six Sigma, which are being taught to you in this training program. So you are doing a project. So green belts and black belts take up the improvement projects. First, they are trained as green belts and black belts. The way I'm training you is a yellow belt. And today you will learn cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis, box plots and scatter plots, and 7 or 8 ways. If you have not heard of them, you'll be learning about all these things. And you'll also see how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in the organization. That I will teach in the last half an hour. So first 2 hours are devoted to the implementation part of the project, a typical improvement project, how it is done. So when you want to improve something in your organization, it could be anything, convert this into a project. And project is always done in teams, right? So what we will do in order to learn some tools and techniques, we will do a project, and the improvement project based on the people, number of people today we have equally almost from manufacturing and services industry. I have chosen a process to improve, which is recruitment cycle time reduction in a company. Okay. Because recruitment is done in every organization. Everyone knows what is recruitment. So we'll learn about how we'll do a project. And while doing this improvement project, we will start learning the tools and techniques, and we will try to apply whatever we are learning to this particular project, where we would like to reduce the recruitment cycle time in an organization. Okay, ready? So before we start doing the project, let me tell you about the history. It all started in, Motorola. Actually, there are certain videos. I will give it to you. You can watch these videos. See, these videos usually tell a lot of stuff about history. If I use the, if I And by the way, when you join our Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, Black Belt training program, you get all these videos. So videos, live training, etc. Everything happens together. So let us look at the how Lean Six Sigma started. It will help us to understand.
Green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality-related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota. I will tell you the story of Lean a little later.
So that was the story of our how Six Sigma started. Now let us see. If you ask me in 3 sentences what is Lean, and in 3 sentences what is Six Sigma, what would be my answer? So in order to give that answer, because I'll maybe using some jargons, let us understand some basic jargons. In the Lean, what we do is we identify the value. First, we identify the value from customer's perspective. Okay. And value means what the customer is looking for in a product or a service. Say, for example, today you are my customer and you are looking for a value. What is the value you are looking at? You are looking at enhancing the knowledge about Lean and Six Sigma. That is the value you are looking at. Now, in order to deliver this value, of course, I have to follow a process. Now, in order to deliver this value, if I said that, I have traveled from one place to another place, or if I book a hotel, or maybe if I'm delivering this training program in a classroom, then, I, come to the classroom, I book a classroom, and etc., etc. My traveling, my checking into a flight, sitting in the lounge, waiting for the flight, all these things are non-value added activity for you. You as a customer are interested in value. So many steps which are being performed to deliver value to you may not be necessary. Probably I am performing those steps unnecessarily. And typically, if you do a Gemba investigation, what is a Gemba investigation? Gemba is a Japanese word, which means go to the field, go to the place of action. Go where the action is taking place. So to go to the place of action, go to the Gemba, and map the process. See how the process is taking place, how the things are happening. and identify the non-value added steps in the whole process. And you will be surprised to know that almost 70 to 80, sometimes 95% of the time is spent in non-value added activities. Typically, they are waiting, transportation, over processing, inventory, rework, underutilized. Okay. These are all 7 wastes. 7 wastes or 8 wastes. If you include waste of intelligence also, you're employing a PhD person and giving him data entry job. That's a waste of intelligence. So your intelligence of the employee is not being utilized properly. That is a waste of intelligence. So when we are looking at going Gemba, identifying the waste, we call wastes as muda. In Japanese, we call waste as muda. There's a term called muda. In Japanese, it means waste. So non-value added activity is known as waste or muda in an organization. Identify the muda, try to reduce them as much as possible. And that is what is lean in plain and simple words. So to define lean, okay, one more thing. See, when your process is making mistake, your process steps, your people are making some general mistakes, you can also implement a technique called Poka-yoke. Poka-yoke means mistake proofing. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. Yeah, even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. What does it mean? Can you give me an example of certain Poka-yoke systems used in day-to-day life? Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. Yes, please, go ahead. Poka-yoke means mistake proofing, also known as fool proofing. Fool proofing means even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake, even if you want to commit a mistake. Like, for example, in hospitals, you cannot connect oxygen and nitrogen together. The lines of oxygen and nitrogen cannot be connected. Why? Because the connections are totally different. Even by mistake, you cannot commit that mistake. Right? That's Poka-yoke. Yeah. A SIM card, you cannot insert in the wrong way because there's a cut. If you see the SIM card, there's on the corner, it is cut just to ensure that it is put in the right way. So this is how Poka-yoke happens. So now let me define 3 sentences. What is lean? Lean is first identify the value from customer's perspective, then using Gemba investigation, map the process as is, and try to identify the waste in the system and reduce it as much as possible so that the cycle times reduce, and also by applying Poka-yoke concepts, reduce the errors in the system. And that is what is lean. Very plain and simple words. Of course, as you do this, you use various tools and techniques, which we are going to learn. How to achieve that, how to do that, we'll talk about that. And what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is about reducing the variation in the process. Six Sigma is about reducing the variation in the process. Now, I don't know how much you are able to see this slide. It's maybe a little too, so let me expand this a little bit. If I can do that, that will be great. So whenever you are dealing with a customer, and of course, you're always dealing with a customer in an organization, either external or internal customers. Customer will give you some specifications. Customer will give you some specification. Let us take a simple example. Suppose you are manufacturing chocolates, and chocolate should be 100 grams plus minus, let's say 5 grams. Okay. Chocolate weight should be 100 grams plus minus 5 grams, like large chocolate, 500 grams chocolate packet. So what is the lower specification limit? Lower specification limit is 95 grams and upper specification limit is 105 grams. I hope you are with me. I hope you are with me, right? Please keep telling me yes, so that okay. Upper specifications. So Rusiri, yeah, great. Muhammad, Israel, Tab, thank you. Lower specification. So I will just put it here 95 and 105. See, because sometimes when we are teaching statistics, it's very important for us to keep checking. We have not lost you. Lower specification limit and upper specification limits. And these specification limits will be always given to you by the customer. Sometimes explicitly means, I want chocolate between 95 to 105 grams. Or it could be sometimes, you have to, collect the data from the customer and you convert this into some specification limits. In both the cases, the specification limits are to be determined by a green belt or a black belt. As a yellow belt, you should be knowing that these can be determined very easily. Now, this is the requirement of the customer, but my process doesn't listen to the customer. Process is a non-living thing, right? My machines, my people, they are non-living things, right? They don't listen. They can't hear. They don't have ears, right? My process has got its own voice. The way I train my operators, the way I train my employees, or if it's a service industry, the way I train my employees, the way I use the standard operating procedures, the the design I have made for the process. My process delivers between 94 grams to 106 grams. 94 grams, my chocolates are going from 94 grams to 100. Most of the time, I'm at 100. Most of the time, I'm at 100. And if I draw a histogram, yeah, most of the time, I'm matching what the customer wants. But sometimes, I go a little bit. So most of the time, you can see I'm matching, but sometimes I'm going a little less, sometimes going beyond that also. And whenever I'm going beyond the customer specification limits, this is a defect or an error. We call it as a defect. Yeah, we call it as a defect or an error. Now, if I want to reduce the number of defects, what can I do? I can train my people. I can change my standard operating procedure. I can, maintain my machine much more beautifully so that it is able to produce between somewhere like this, between 97 grams to 103 grams. Now, if I'm producing between 97 grams to 103 grams, means I'm changing the voice of my process, right? Changing the voice of customer is very difficult. Customer will not budge. Customer will say, no, sorry, I want this, that's it. But I can change the voice of process. So now let me ask you a question. Voice of process should be within the specification limit, or it should be outside the specification limit? Or in a way, voice of process should be wider, or voice of customer should be wider? What should be wider? Specification limit? Yes, so Sarah is telling it should be within the specification limit. Voice of process should be within the specification limit. And Salim is telling customer voice should be wider. Gayatri Kapoor, you are also telling the same thing. Yes, Mohammed Ajmal, you are also telling the same thing within specifications. Absolutely right. Now, Six Sigma, definition of Six Sigma. That there are multiple definitions of Six Sigma. But now let me give one definition. Collecting the voice of process and knowing the performance of the process vis-a-vis the voice of customer, and ensuring the voice of process is within the voice of customer is a Six Sigma. Reducing the variation in the process so that it fits within the voice of customer is a Six Sigma. Some of you might have understood this. Some of you might have got confused. Don't worry. Simple definition of process. Let me tell you, Six Sigma is identifying the defect from customer's perspective and trying to reduce these defects as much as possible. That is a simple definition of Six Sigma. And trying to achieve as low as defects as much as possible. And instead of talking about, percentage, we talk in terms of per million opportunities so that, we can further improve. Sometimes 99% may not be good enough. 99.9% is required sometimes, not always. But in either case, you can know the sigma level. Now, these are too much of jumbled up things. Those who have just joined in, they would be just, they will just leave because they say, I'm teaching some very complicated concepts. The person who has just joined, he would immediately leave, isn't it? If he looks at this diagram. And that's what happens. We are afraid of statistics, but the statistics is present in our processes. There is always voice of process, my dear friends. The voice of process is always there. It's there. We are not listening to the process. In a bank, your customer service has a voice. In manufacturing, your machines have a voice. Okay. In your healthcare, in a hospital, your patient discharge process has a voice. How to capture? By collecting 30 samples. Collect 30 samples from the process and draw a histogram. Yeah. Draw a histogram. So let's say patient waiting time. Or let's take a simple example. I want to measure that. I want to talk about my process of traveling to my office. Yeah. I can collect some samples. One day I took 32 minutes. Another day I took 21 minutes. Another day I took 28 minutes, 33 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. So on an average, I'm taking 30 minutes. But not always I'm taking 30 minutes. So sometimes I'm going above or below. Typically, all the repetitive processes in the world, they follow this distribution. So this is 30, 35, 40, 45, 25, 20. Sometimes I even take, very rarely, I may go up to 15, but below 15, it's almost not possible. So probability-wise, if I draw a diagram, this becomes probability curve. Means probability. What is my probability of performing a process? How my process is performing? My traveling process is performing between 15 to 45 minutes. Right? Now, Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he studied multiple processes, 18th or 19th century, and not even 18th, to 17th and 18th century, yeah, to be very precise. He studied these curves and he called these curves as normal distribution curves. He said that all the repetitive processes in the world, they exhibit this curve called normal distribution curve. It will always have an average and it will also always have a standard deviation. Now, how to calculate standard deviation and even the derivation of standard deviation, I have talked about in a video, which you can watch later. We can watch. I will put the video here. Standard deviation calculations, etc. It's very easy. Nowadays, you don't have to calculate because all the things are done by Excel sheet or Minitab. There's a very good tool called Minitab, and if you are joining, if yellow belt, they don't have to learn Minitab, but if you are becoming a green belt or black belt or a master black belt, we teach you Minitab and we give you Minitab as well. So this, and it's very simple. It's very simple. Anyone can learn Minitab in just 2 or 3 hours session. And this is part of our green belt or black belt training. But for the time being, you are yellow belt. So I will demonstrate. I'll just show you. You don't have to really learn the steps, but I'll show you. Very easily, you can get your standard deviation. So don't worry about how to calculate the standard deviation. But if you really want, there's a video. It is given here. Please watch that video. It gives you full derivation. Now, what is standard deviation? It gives you everything about standard deviation and how to calculate it. It's a very, taking a good example, I've explained this in great detail, so anyone can understand. But more importantly, just to now you can trust me that standard deviation can be very easily calculated. But more importantly, what is the use of standard deviation? That's what Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss. Also, this curve is also known as Gaussian curve. So Mr. Gauss, he found a very strange phenomena, interesting phenomena rather. He said that from wherever I am drawing this sample, whichever process I'm drawing this sample, it could be a machining process, it could be production process, it could be patient discharge process, or a waiting time of the patients, or infection rate in my hospital, or a account opening time in the bank, or a flight boarding time in Emirates Airlines. Anywhere. Repetitive activities, average, standard deviation. He said that all the readings of the population, and I'm talking about the population, not the sample, population. 99% of the population, approximately, to be very precise, if you want to be very precise, 99.73%. But don't worry about so much of precision. We are yellow belt, so right now we can be happy with 99%. Let us keep the thing simple, right? 99% of your total population will be lying within plus minus 3 times the standard deviation. Okay, 99% of the population will be lying within plus minus 3 times the standard deviation. Please remember this part. So can you tell me, looking at my data of my travel time, this is 30 minutes. What is 1 time standard deviation and what is 2 times standard deviation? So 1 time standard deviation will be 30 plus 1 time standard deviation is 5, right? So it will be, what would be coming here? 35. What will be coming at 2 standard deviation? What will be coming at 2 standard deviation? So Vipin Sharma is asking, can I have the certificate? I will tell you how to get the certificate. Wait. Admin related stuff, I will talk maybe a little bit somewhere in between. I'll give you all the details, how to get the certificate, etc. Don't worry. Focus on the learning part right now. So 40, yeah, and 45. I hope everyone got this. This will be 25, this will be 20, and this will be 50. Okay. And this we will call it as lower control limit and upper control limit. Please remember, this is control limit. This is not specification limit. This is the voice of process. Voice of process. Voice of process. My process of traveling is telling me that, hey, you will take between 15 to 45 minutes. But there is a customer, my boss. He says, sorry, you can't take more than 35 minutes. And they will give you specifications, isn't it? So boss will tell you, this is specification limit of the boss. So if I'm taking more than 35 minutes, and it could be delivery time, it could be a waiting time in your company. Think of, see, for a belt, yellow, green, black, any belt, all the processes in the world can be expressed in numbers, right? So we convert all the problems into numbers and we solve the problems using them. That's what you learn when you join a Lean and Six Sigma course. 35 is your specification limit. So if you're going above the specification limit, then you are making mistakes or errors. So here, this process is making error or not? Yes or no? This process is making error or not? Okay. Is the customer unhappy? Yes, it is. And there is percentage of unhappiness can be easily determined. Nowadays, softwares are there. You can. So first you understand this. Okay. Now let us not talk about specification limit for the time being. Let us understand the basic concepts of running in operations. If I express this process in a control chart, lower control limit is 15 and upper control limit is 45. Average is 30. Now, this could be a sales process also. As I said, my sales is, or this is my traveling process. This could be my production process. 30 tons per day, I'm producing some material or some product. Yeah. Or it could be intrinsic viscosity of one plastic. Or it could be weight of a particular packet you are producing. It could be anything, numbers, right? Plus, minus, they all follow plus, minus 3 times standard deviation. So your process will be behaving within these limits. And if it is behaving within the limit, we say the process is under control. Under control process doesn't mean that it is satisfying the customer. Please mind well, my dear friend. Please understand, under control process doesn't mean that customer is happy. No, customer will be happy if you are within the specification limit. No, we are not talking about specification limit at all right now. We are talking about control limit. Now, looking at the control limit, my process is under control. What does it mean? Process under control means I can predict the process. I can predict, like if I'm continuing in the example of traveling to office, I can predict that most of the time, 99% of the time, I will take between 15 to 45 minutes. So if I take 40 minutes one day and 35 minutes another day, if my boss asks me, if he asks me, why you took 40 minutes and 35 minutes the next day, my explanation would be that there are a lot of causes acting on my system and producing this variation. And I'll make a cause and effect diagram. There's a diagram called cause and effect diagram. It has generally man, machine, material, 6 M's. When we do a project, recruitment cycle time project, we'll be starting in the next 10 minutes. We'll be starting a recruitment cycle time reduction project. So that time I will explain to you. This is man, machine, material, method, measurement. So whatever problem we are facing, so here it's like travel time, right? But travel time depends on a lot of factors. Can you name a few? Can you name a few X factors? We call them as X factors. All the factors which I'm going to write here are known as X factors. And whatever I am trying to, what is the effect? We also call them as causes. And this effect, how we measure on effect is Y. And measure on inputs or the causes, we call it as X's. So Israel is taking traffic jams, or is taking machine process. Okay, yeah. So this is also known as fishbone or Ishikawa. There's a very good video I have used. I have explained this concept taking many examples. One from manufacturing, one from services, one from bank, logistics, IT, healthcare. Let me show you one video, which actually these videos are available on our YouTube channel. Just subscribe to the Anexas YouTube channel and you'll get all these videos. All these videos are available. So subscribe to our Anexas channel. So I'll just maybe, this is the one we are talking about. Let me explain using the video. Sometimes using the video is easy, helpful, and faster. Yeah.
So if you want to change, if you want to make changes, go ahead with it. And your data collection plan should be such that it should be able to gather data and make a control chart. You can display the data collected as run charts, etc. To give you a little bit idea of what is control chart, let us take a simple example. Suppose I collect the data of my travel time from my home to office every day. And I find that on an average, I'm taking 30 minutes and standard deviation is 5 minutes. And we know how to calculate the standard deviation and how to calculate the average. Now, if I plot the data on a histogram, then lower control limit would be minus 3 sigma limits, that will be 15 minutes, and upper control limit would be 45 minutes, that is plus 3 times the standard deviation. So lower control limit being 15 and upper control limit being 45, I can say that my travel time is going to vary between 15 to 45 minutes. So you can expect me to travel to my office every day between 15 to 45 minutes. If someone asks me why this variation between 15 to 45 minutes is there, I can tell him that it is due to common cause variation. What is common cause variation? I can say that the variation between 15 to 45 minutes is due to lots of factors. These factors can be the traffic on the road, the weather, the car I use, my mood, or it can also depend on at what time I start from my home. So a lot of factors, which we can call it as X factors, are affecting the travel time, which is the Y here. So I can make the statement that the variation between 15 minutes to 45 minutes is due to the common causes.
So let me explain this part. See, most of the managers, they don't understand this part. Let's say, typically, this is, instead of 45 minutes, is like $45,000, and this is $15,000 of sales. And let's convert this into a sales process, okay? Now the sales, let's say, one fine day, sale is like, with the last, say, 3 months, 4 months, we have achieved, wow, 42,000 sales. Celebration in the cafeteria, we are happy, we start celebrating. And next week, it goes to maybe 30,000. And then, manager starts feeling that maybe recognition has backfired and people need some tough love. They don't, I should not celebrate, if we achieve something great, sorry. And what he will do? He will take some action. He'll call a meeting, like, let's work hard. He'll give a motivational talk, or maybe sometimes he will call some motivational speaker. And this motivational speaker will say, yes, you are the one, you are the chosen one, you can make it, come on, you can sell. And then, after some, maybe next week, the sales becomes 38. So everyone will conclude, yes, because of the speaker, the sales have increased. But a statistical thinker, a yellow belt or a green belt, will say, well, my dear friend, your process will continue to operate like this for a long, long time, next month, next year, next to next year, unless you make some real changes in the process. Don't blame the people, blame the process. Don't blame the people. Again, Dr. Deming, I referred to Dr. Deming initially, right? He used to say, 85% of the problems are due to the processes, not due to the people. Not due to the people. Change the process, the same people will deliver excellent results. Change the process, same people will deliver excellent results. Now, if I continue with our example of my traveling time right now, there is no special cause here. Everything is due to common causes, But what about special cause? What do we mean by a special cause? Let us look at that. What do you mean by special cause?
Means all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation. This is known as voice of process, as if my traveling process is telling that I will take between 15 minutes to 45 minutes. Now, if I take 60 minutes to travel to my office, then same question is asked to me, that why did I take 60 minutes? Then my answer won't be that all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation of 60 minutes. I might be able to point out a cause. We call it a special cause. So I may say that I took 60 minutes because maybe today there was too much traffic on the road, or it can be any factor. So when I go out of control limits, I can specify a special cause, and we call this variation as a special cause variation. So we have two types of variation: common cause variation and special cause variation. Common cause variation is part of the process, part of the natural variation of the process, and special cause variation is assignable variation. I can assign a cause to that particular event. Now, what is the difference between common causes and special causes? For special causes, you need to take immediate action. Means you need to take a prompt action so that you are able to bring the process within control. But
So anything which is special cause needs operational manager's intervention. He should call a meeting. If see, out of control process doesn't mean that it's something wrong has happened. Something special has happened. That special could be good news also. It could be good news also. It could be bad news also. Please remember this part. Special causes need to be managed by the operations person. He should take in action. But
for common causes, you should not take any specific action. Usually, the common cause is within the control limits, and if you want to act upon the common causes, you might have to change the control limits, and changing the control limits takes effort. You may have to do a DMAC project. You may have to do a lean project. You may have to do a Six Sigma project, and that's what we are doing. That is why we say that lean and Six Sigma is applied to chronic problems. A process is behaving in a certain way. It is behaving within some control limits for a long, long time. Last 6 months or 7 months, your procurement time has been, say, 120 days plus minus 30 days. And I would like to change the control limit. I would like to change the DNA of my process. And that is why I would need to do a Six Sigma project. To understand.
so I hope you understood this part. If I want to reduce so this is DMAC, right? DMAC projects needs to be done. DMAC project needs to be done only for chronic problems. I have to look at the process from systems perspective. This is how I am behaving, and I want to reduce the waiting time of my customers or patients in this case in your hospital, or I want to reduce the delivery time in a logistics company. Or if it's a sales company, I want to increase the sales process and get my new control limits. And that is the real improvement, my dear friend. That is the real improvement. Changing the control limits of the process, not worrying about, hey, I'm gone up, hi, I'm gone down, hey, I'm gone up, oh, I'm gone down. No, stop worrying about this. Relax, get your control limits and identify a new goal, and that becomes your Six Sigma project. So Six Sigma project is done for those problems where you don't know the solutions and you'd like to explore them. And how to explore them? Here are some tools and techniques you are going to learn today. Okay, up to here you are with me, or I have lost you totally. I have to keep checking, I have to keep checking voice of customer. I hope you are with me. Sometimes, I see people, oh, you are talking too much of statistics. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm leaving. Statistics is not my cup of tea. Okay, Kunal, thank you. Firo, thank you. Okay, great. Kailash, Muhammad Muzammil, wow. Rusiri Dissanayaka, very good, thank you. A lot of people from Sri Lanka, they have like more than, I think, we have conducted more than 2,000 people from Sri Lanka. In fact, I started in a lot of garment manufacturing companies, I have done lean implementation, Six Sigma implementation. Great. Thank you, Deepak Singh. Great. Now, let us do some projects. Just talking is not enough. Let us do some projects. So first, let us understand, yellow belts are the people who can assist green belts and black belts, who know the basics. You know the basic. This is basic, right? You know what is control, what is out of control. In fact, a lot of training programs, yellow belts are not even taught all these basic concepts. They are just taught in a very, very simple thing like cause and effect diagram and the Pareto analysis. But you will be learning lots and lots of tools and techniques today. So yellow belts know the process tools, but they can't do a project. Usually they don't do a project. But green belts are people who can do the project. Generally, they undergo 3 days of training. Yeah. Plus, we also give you a lot of content, the explanatory content, the way I gave you standard deviation, right? But in the green belt, we actually study the standard deviation in detail. This was yellow belt, so I just gave you a link. So 3 days, you study lots of tools and techniques. Plus, we also do a project in the classroom. A black belt, 3 to 4 days, again, you do another training. Immediately after green belt, you can become a black belt. You can do a green and black belt together. But before becoming a black, you have to complete the green. Otherwise, you can't understand anything, right? In green belt, we also cover the concepts of yellow belt. So even if you have not attended a yellow belt, that's fine. In green belt, we repeat those concepts very slowly. No, right now I'm teaching in a very fast pace, but in green belt, we take a lot of examples from various industries, etc. Here, there's no time to take examples from all the industries, right? Limited time, isn't it? Black belts can do bigger projects. They know high-end statistical tools like hypothesis tests, binary logistic regression, design of experiments, chi-square tests, etc. Some high-end tests. And master black belts are the people who can, again, 4 days of training. Again, after that, you can train others. You can consult the companies. You can roll out Lean and Six Sigma in a whole organization. In the whole organization, you can implement Lean and Six Sigma. This is master black belt. So after 3 days green belt, then 3 days black belt, and 4 days of master black belt, you can become a full-fledged master black belt also. And we are one of the few companies in the world which conducts master black belt training, by the way. Anyway, so let us start doing a project. As I told you, as I promised you, now we'll be doing DMAC project. So first, let me tell you what is DMAC. Whenever we do a project, whenever we do a Lean Six Sigma project, we follow DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Okay. Define. Okay, Zara is telling, can you give a summary of previous slide? Okay, you have got the video and the full video also. The video which I showed, it is available on our YouTube channel. You can just play that. Just subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button and you will get everything for free. Okay. So just, you have got everything there. Yeah, in that one of the slides, I have put summary also, but right now, because I need to teach a lot of tools, so I may not be able to, summarize everything. So SIPOC, we'll be learning SIPOC and project charter. Then measure phase, we'll learn about types of data. We'll learn about normal distribution. I already introduced you to the normal distribution a little bit. We'll learn about control charts. I already introduced you to the control chart, so it will be easier for me now. Then we'll learn about cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis. We'll learn about box plots and scatter plots. We'll also learn about process mapping. Then we'll also learn about brainstorming. There's not enough time to tell you about different brainstorming techniques, but I'll give you some videos. I'll also include one more thing called FMEA. I will not be able to teach you here, but FMEA is a very powerful technique. I will give you a video link and you can watch that. It's a very, very powerful technique. And you can immediately, FMEA independently, you can use and see the wonders. Within 2 hours of doing an FMEA, of course, with the help of the team you should do, you can do wonders in your process. Trust me. You can write to me. I'm on LinkedIn. You can follow me on LinkedIn. Please write to me on LinkedIn. Once you apply FMEA, you yourself will say, wow, what a tool it was. FMEA, because it will take a long time to teach. It is not part of your yellow belt also, but I will give you a link. Okay, so please go and watch that video, watch the link, FMEA link, and apply FMEA to your process. See some immediate results. Make your bosses happy. Make your team members happy. Oh, some of your colleagues will not be happy with your success, obviously, to make them unhappy. So it typically happens, Okay, green plus black belts generally people make the green plus and black belts generally people they make people happy, especially the customers are happy, the senior management is happy. Usually some of the people are unhappy, but so competitors are unhappy. Okay, so 5S Pokayoke also, if time permits, I will talk about it. Otherwise, I'll just make a brief mention about it. So let us learn some tools and techniques and apply them to our process improvement project. So let's imagine that a company, you are a green belt or a black belt, let's imagine, and you are told to reduce the recruitment cycle time of a company. Now, which process we are talking about? The problems are not in the people. Problem is in the process. So which process we are talking about? We are talking about recruitment process. So we will look at the recruitment process. We will alienate from the problem. Don't think about the problem. First, look at the process. And we will follow define, measure, analyze, improve, control. Define phase, we define the problem. We write a goal statement. Yeah. We form a team. In measure phase, we collect the data. Now, Lean Six Sigma is a data-oriented problem-solving tool, especially the Six Sigma part. It is based on data, heavily on data. So in the next half an hour, be prepared to learn lot of things about data and a lot of statistics. Analyze, we go to the root cause analysis. We do a cause and effect diagram. We do a Pareto analysis. All these, we'll learn what it is. And then we attack the root causes. Once we know the root causes, once we know what is causing the problem, then you improve, enhance on the root causes. Attack the root causes. Once you improve your process, then you will control, you will sustain the gains. It's like, let's take a simple example. Let's say I want to reduce my weight. Yeah, that is my project. That is my DMAC project. So my problem is that I am at, say, 85 kg. And my goal is, which should be achievable goal, I would like to reduce to 80 kg by June 30th, right? And then I'll collect the data. My weight is 85, one day 85.2, 85.3, etc., etc., etc. It has an average, it has standard deviation. I'll make my control chart. Hey, this is my weight. This is how it is. Why it is like that? I'll find the root cause. I'll do some root cause analysis using scatter plots, box plots, Pareto charts. And I find, hey, the root cause for this is whatever it is. Maybe I'm not able to sleep properly, or maybe I'm not, whatever. The root cause may vary from person to person. That is why you can't apply your solution to some other person. For me, the root cause could be different. For you, the root cause could be anything. Some people eat too much. Some people can't eat, but still they can increase the weight. The root cause is different. So everyone has to do his project by itself, right? So improve. Now, let's say my portion, I eat a lot. Let's say I find the root cause that I can't, control myself. So in that case, I have started limiting my portions. I have applied some Pokayoke techniques, mistake proofing. Even by mistake, I cannot eat too much. So there are ways and means to do that. And once you do that, I reduce. So I was at 85. Now I have reduced to 80. Very good. This is a process improvement. Now I have to sustain it for a long, long time. It should not happen that 31st December again, New Year, again I'm having the same resolution. No, I should not go back. Should not go back to its original state. So what I will do? I would like to sustain, control. So control actions, control charts, and all these things I will look at that. Okay. Okay, great. Now let us look at the define phase. So let's learn about. So we form a team. The process owner is the manager of the process in whose process you are doing the project. So here the recruitment manager is the process owner. And the sponsor or the champion is the head of the department of that process where you are doing the project. So here HR director is the sponsor or the champion. So you should engage the people. You may be a green belt, you are doing a project, but you have to engage the process owner. You have to also engage the sponsor or the head of the department. Once they are engaged, then only you can succeed in your projects. You form a team, then you make a SIPOC. Now, what is a SIPOC? Now, if you remember, let's take you back to the sheet which we drew, and some of you might be remembering what is the systems map. and we do a systems map. And if I borrow S for suppliers, I for inputs, P for process, these are process steps, P for process steps, O for output, and C for customers, I get my SIPOC. So here I am trying to focus on the process by drawing a SIPOC of that process, which I am trying to improve. Okay. Which process I am trying to improve? Recruitment process. So what I will do? I will make a SIPOC. Customers are the departments for whom I am recruiting. Output is so when you are doing a SIPOC, generally we start from right to left. So customers, output, process, basic process steps. What are the basic process steps? I'm not going to describe those steps right now, because right now we are interested in learning the tools and techniques. So I've just taken the help of a real project, which we did, in fact, in one of the companies. Inputs, IT system, job description, CVs, these are the inputs. And these are the suppliers of those inputs. So that's how we make a SIPOC. So it helps us to focus on the process, not blame the people. Otherwise, we generally say, oh, recruitment takes a long time because HR staff doesn't work efficiently. So no, that's not the case. So recruited employee, the output. Measure on the recruited employee, that is the Y. Here is the recruitment time, isn't it? Recruitment time, that is the Y. These are my X factors. These are all my X factors. We call them as X factors. So the delay in the recruitment might be due to maybe IT system is down, maybe job description is not available, maybe the CVs are not available or they are not correct, budget is not approved, so many things. Maybe the interview time is high, maybe mobilization plan is not developed immediately. So many things which are affecting my Y, that is the recruitment time. So we call this as Y is function of X. In mathematically, we say Y is function of X. Means I will not worry about Y. See, we generally, this is the result actually. Yeah. Don't worry about the result. Focus on the inputs. The result will be delivered by the system. So if you make your job descriptions perfect, CVs are made available at the right time, approvals are done properly, recruitment time will automatically reduce. Yeah. But we worry about the output most of the time. And that is why we are not able to do anything about it, because we can't do anything about the output. Yeah. It is delivered by the system, by the X factor. So focus on X factors, don't focus on the result or the Y. Okay. So this is how we do a SIPOC. When you learn, now I will not do this for each and every tool, but for only SIPOC, I will do this. When we learn in our DMAC, when we do a green belt training, usually when you join our green belt training, and of course, I'll tell you how to join our green belt training, easily you can join, but hold on for a moment. First, you learn yellow belt. Yeah, then you can come to the green belt. So we also prepare you for the interview. So this is one way of preparing for the interview. So we learned SIPOC. Now let us learn about SIPOC.
We are discussing about the Lean and Six Sigma interview questions. Let me talk about SIPOC. SIPOC is a tool derived from Deming's systems approach. He used to say that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and only 15% are contributed by the people. It is a tool that gives you 50,000 feet overview of the process. If you give me only one page to give maximum information about the process, then I would use a SIPOC. So if you are asked about the SIPOC, then you can say that it is a tool that is used to see the overall process in one instant. It gives the whole picture of suppliers, inputs, process, output, and customers. And the SIPOC, the acronym, stands for that. It makes us follow the systems approach of Deming. It is usually done in the define phase immediately after you have written the project charter. Once we know the project, then we make a SIPOC on the process in which you are doing the project. This helps us to focus on the process rather than blaming the people for all the defects, errors, and delays. To make a SIPOC, we move from right to left. That means we start by identifying the customers, then the output, then process steps, and the inputs and the suppliers. SIPOC helps us to identify the inputs or the X factors which are influencing our output, that is the Y. Because Y is function of X, SIPOC is the starting point of using the statistical methods. After that, you can give an example of a SIPOC of a process from the organization for which you are appearing for an interview. I hope you found this useful. If you liked it, then you can forward to your friends too, and keep letting me know which questions you would like me to answer.
Yeah, so now let us look at that. When we talk about data, people don't want to give you the data because they say you'll collect the data and you will project my inefficiencies to the whole world, so I don't want to give you the data. Or they say, I have too much of data, but I don't know what to do with it. Or some people say, oh, analysis is too complicated. I am not a statistician. I am not a data person. I hate data or hate mathematics. I don't want to deal with the data. But all these excuses are now no more because you have got a lot of tools and techniques. Now, can you tell me, do you agree with this? Do you agree that some people are, oh, some things can be measured, something cannot be measured? Do you agree with that? So some people are telling yes, some people are saying agree, some people say not. Actually, you should not agree. So there are three rules. You can't improve if you cannot measure. And the second rule is you can measure everything. Yeah. Oh, Ivan, really good. Thanks. So you can measure everything. Now, how? How can you measure everything? The third rule is if you, jokingly I'm telling, third rule is if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That means everything can be measured. Or if you think something cannot be measured, probabilities attribute data. So there are two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data is something which can be represented on a continuous line, continuous number line. Number line means it's like number line is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Any point on that number line, like 52.5, 62.8, 3.6. You can take a decimal point. I'm just deliberately putting a decimal point just to drive home a point that, decimal point is very much possible in continuous data. But attribute data is something which is categories like, gender, male and female. So you cannot have points there. Male counts. You generally have counts. So this is continuous and attribute data. Now, if I just take an example.
Hi,
Let me talk about this. There are two types of data.
Improve if you cannot measure. And the second rule is everything can be measured. And the third rule is if you think something cannot be measured, then go back to rule number 2. Well, jokes apart, the third rule can be if you think something cannot be measured, then probably it is attribute data. Now let me tell you, how can you measure anything? There are two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say, for example, age, height, age.
So if you see age, height, they are all examples of continuous data, right? So if you look at
age is 52.5 years. That's my age.
Well, that was age 2 years ago. Okay, and now I'm 50, almost touching 55.
Hi,
Oh, sorry. So So here, what I'm trying to tell you here is, so when it is continuous data, you can easily make something like, here decimal is possible and unit is also possible. You'll always see there is a unit also, and the possibility of decimal. Typically we call it as a continuous data. And what is meant by attribute data? So attribute data I can express as categories. So how I'll tell you a trick how to measure anything in the world by measuring attribute data.
Because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in my organization is 0.6 and proportion of unhappy employees is 0.4. And it can also be expressed.
So if you see, what we are trying to do here is, okay, let me first, okay. Yeah, let's first, yeah.
It's just percentage. Now, this proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. And a count, like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is. It is very important to know the difference between continuous and attribute data. And it is very important to understand what is continuous data and what is attribute data, because the tools which you are going to use in the measure and analyze phases, they depend on what type of data you are dealing with. If you are dealing with continuous data, then you might use histograms. If you are...
Okay, so now there might be a question. How can I measure love? Yeah. How can I measure happiness anyway? See, what is the purpose of
these
measuring?
phases, they depend on...
What is the purpose of measuring? You have to look at that. What is the purpose of measuring? The purpose of measuring is improvement, right? We want to improve something, right? That's the whole idea.
What type of data you are dealing with?
See, just to tell you, this is a count. Now, today, if I can also express this as percentage, like 60% and 40%. Percent is nothing but actually, proportion converted to 100, right? Portion means out of 1. Portion out of 1. So this is like 0.6. So if this circle is 1, so this is 0.6, 1 to 4. And if percentage means if this circle is 100, so typically this is 60% and this is 40%. Yeah. Now, what is the purpose of measurement? I want to increase happiness in the employees. It is at 60% today. By June 30th, I can take up an improvement project. I would like to increase to 40%. I can take up an improvement project. Otherwise, I can never increase the happiness. Yeah. Similarly, feelings. Now, Facebook is able to measure the feelings. You post something on the Facebook, 10 people like it, 20 people love it, 30 people care for it. You can measure. What we are doing? We are doing it feelings. Feelings. I'm putting categories: angry, delighted, happy, loving, and etc. You can also have love. Basic. If you are confused about measures, love, I love or I don't love. Yeah. Basic measures are always possible. And then only I want to increase the love amongst the different people. in your region, your wherever it's a city, let's say. So in that case, you have to first measure what is the basic measure. I love or I don't love. 60% of people love each other, 40% hate each other. So love is like a little less. 60% you would like to increase to 80%. See, basically the idea of measurement is to improve. Now, we are not saying that's the perfect measure. Yeah. But we don't want to wait for a perfect measure for starting my improvement. So measure something. It could be subjective also, but that's fine. So please measure. That is more important rather than waiting for a perfect measure. Okay. So now, once we have understood what is attributed content, now we know everything can be measured. So now we are ready to make our project charter. And we will write a problem statement saying that it is taking 50 days to recruit our employees today on an average, and we would like to reduce it to 30 days by some date, by some time. That is why we say it's a SMART objective. It should be time bound, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And this is going to save some money for the organization. That is also important. So typically you will see that every project saves some money for the organization. Okay. Now let us look at the measure phase. Measure means I will collect the data. So we collect the data. We collect the data not only on the Y, but also X factors. Because not only the Y, but also the X factors influence. So let us see how X factors are influencing the Y. So we'll see, we'll do some analysis. We'll learn some tools and techniques to find out how to find the how to establish the relationship between the X and Y factors. So we learned about some basic statistics already. And once we collect the data, so this is the data collected for around 43 samples, 47 samples. We define a defect. What is a defect definition? Any recruitment taking more than 60 days. More than 60 days is a defect. So how many defects I'm making? I'm making 27. 27 times I'm going out of 47. I'm making defects. So I can make percentage wise also, or I can also make a report in terms of defects per million opportunities. Means if I had made 1 million recruitments, imagining, then how many recruitments would have been delayed? So I make a histogram first, and then I also make a DPMO calculations and convert this into a sigma level. Now the sigma level calculation is not in the scope of the yellow belt session. So we will just park it for the time being. But just to tell you, give a little bit brief overview of what do we mean by sigma level. Sigma level, higher the sigma level, better is the quality. So typically, if your 50% of the customers or 50% defects are there, you will be at 1.5 sigma. If you are at 93%, 93% quality, so 50% quality or 50% defects, you are at 1.5. 93% quality or 7% defects, you are at 3 sigma. 99% approximately, you are at 4 sigma. And 99.99997%, you are at 6 sigma. At 6 sigma, you are making only 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. So higher the quality, better the quality, lower the defects, higher your sigma level. So for the time being, as a yellow belt, this is more than enough for you to understand this part. So very easily you can calculate the sigma level. There are easy way of calculating by using sigma level calculators. But right now, for the time being, we can say that we are at 1.4, 1.1 sigma approximately. Means around 62%. If you don't go with the sigma level also, you can just say that around 62% of the recruitments approximately are going above the specification limit. Good. And there are means and ways. See, life is easy. I told you we can calculate these average standard deviation very easily. So when you come to our green belt sessions, you learn Minitab. We train you hands-on on Minitab. So for example, this is the recruitment cycle time. I've just taken some sample. Stat. So I will just, I can very easily make, histogram. I can ask Minitab to make a histogram, and Minitab will make a histogram. It will tell me, well, average is 50 days. Standard deviation is 5 days. Yeah. So based on that, I can ask Minitab to make a control chart also. So I can make a control chart as well. So, making all these control charts, etc., is very, very easy. Process is under control. Process is under control, but it is not satisfying the customer. There are no surprises. There are no surprises in my process, isn't it? But it is not satisfying the customer. So I would like to shift the process, and shifting the control limits. That is why we are doing the project. Now we move on to the analyze phase. In the analyze phase, we can follow process door or data door. Process door, we map the process, going Gemba. Going to the Gemba means go to the workplace, go to the place of action, and draw as is process map. By watching how people are performing the job, we do a Gemba walk and identify the non-value added activities. Now, I hope you remember, I in the brief, those who joined a little early, right from the beginning, I covered this part a little bit briefly. So we do that. And of course, I'll show you how they have done it. In the data drawer, you will do a cause and effect diagram, control impact matrix, Pareto chart, and box plots and scatter plots. So let's learn about them. In the analyze phase, we will first map the process. Now, this time, we will map the process in detail. In the SciPOC, we just map the process from the high-level perspective, the macro map. Now, we'll go to the micro levels. So, every step, we will check, are there any defects? Are there any non-value added activities taking place? Some steps can be classified into non-value added activities. I can take action on that. There is a technique called escape technique. Yeah, escape technique. With an example, I have explained the escape technique in great detail in a video. So right now I'll explain in brief, but if you want to see that example, a real-time example from a real-time company, my team will put a video link here. You can store these links and you can watch them later on. But just to tell you briefly, what is escape? Eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, and parallel. So you ask these 5 questions. Can I eliminate this step? So ask this question on the first step. Five questions. Can I eliminate? No. Can I simplify? Yes. So I'll simplify. Okay, great. Can I combine it with some other? Yeah, I can combine it with the first 2. Can I automate? No, I cannot automate. This process I can automate. How about this? Can I make it in parallel? Yes, I can make it in parallel. So ask these 5 questions on every step. So if you have 10 steps, you'll be asking 50 questions. And you'll be surprised to know that within 2 to 3 hours of an escape analysis or a process mapping analysis, you will come out with some great improvements. Very easily, you can improve a process. Involve your boss also in this whole exercise. Your boss or boss's boss, all of them should be there so that they can approve those changes then and there. Many of the things you are doing, which doesn't make any sense today, these processes which are being followed by you, they were designed 10 years ago, 20 years ago sometimes. And these processes don't know the basic technology which exists today. Process designed 10 years ago doesn't know there used to be a WhatsApp. They don't know that WhatsApp is there, right? I'm just giving one example. Some companies still have what you call fax number. Fax machines, they have fax number. It's not value added. In today's world, you can send any document to anyone in just few seconds. Why do you need a fax machine? But still, you have fax machine. Not only you have, but you have a procurement department searching for annual maintenance of fax machine and spending a lot of time on giving annual maintenance contract also. It's all waste of your company's money. But we never think. We just say, yeah, I think someone might be needing. I don't know why we are doing. Lean Six Sigma, Green Belt, and Black Belts help in reducing such wastes when you do a project. Then you go to the further, you do a cause and effect diagram. Cause and effect diagram. So I'm now entering into the data door. Invite people who know the process, invite them and ask them to brainstorm on all the possible causes, whatever they can think of, which is leading to this delayed recruitment. So they put all the causes on the wall, on the paper, and then you can, now you can't deal with so many causes, isn't it? So you can apply 80-20 principle, 80-20 or Pareto principle. We call it Pareto. Wilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. So he applied this, Mr. Duran, he applied this to quality, and he said that 80% of your problem, whatever you are trying to solve, here delay in recruitment, 80% of your delays are due to only 20%. So which are those? Maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. So you can do it to a voting, or you can do a real time data collection, and then you can arrange these things in descending order and make a Pareto chart, like indicating that first three, these are the topmost causes. Let me show you how to draw Pareto in Minitab. That will help you to understand. So let's go back to our data, real data. Now, I'm just showing you, demonstrating you, but when you're a green belt, you actually learn how to do these things. And you can really solve the real life problems in your company. So first, when you are doing the fishbone analysis or Ishikawa diagram, you brainstorm on man-related causes, machine-related causes, material-related causes, measurement-related causes, environment-related causes, method-related causes, which are leading to high recruitment time. And once you write these down, you can ask Minitab to do a cause and effect diagram. And just one click, Minitab will do a cause and effect diagram. And it will tell you these are the causes which you have listed down. It will put it in a fishbone diagram. Also known as Ishikawa diagram, because Ishikawa was the Japanese quality guru who used it for the first time. And he contributed a lot to the quality. So after his name, this particular diagram is named. So once I have got this, now I collect further data, and I will collect the further data, and I will write out the reasons for the next 50, 60 delayed recruitments. What was the problem? Oh, approval time was a big issue. Job description was not available in the next case. The next case, types of hiring. So I write down the causes, I collect the data, and you will find that some of the causes are appearing again and again, multiple times. I will tell Minitab, please count the number of causes. How many times each cause is appearing? Please count it. And Minitab will do its job. It will tell me, well, assessment time is appearing most of the time, and 13 times in the data it appeared, contributing to 34% of the total times. Similarly, job description is not available. Well, it appeared 9 times, but converted into percentage, it is 23% of the total causes. Similarly, approval time is taking 15%, and types of hiring is taking 10%. Now, if I add those first two together, first two are contributing around 57%. First three are contributing 73%. And first four are contributing 84%. So what I will do, I will focus on these four only, and I forget about the rest. So when I focus on these four causes, I will solve 84% of my problem. So that means, yes, focusing on these four primary root causes. We call it the root causes. Vital few. They are vital but few. And the trivial meaning is the remaining causes. So now I have got my root causes. I can also validate the root causes. I can also validate. What is validation? Now, if I see, there are so many factors. Now, I don't know which is really causing. If my Y is continuous data, here it is continuous data. Recruitment time is a continuous data, right? And if my X factor is also continuous data, like here, let's say approval time, or no, not approval time. It could be, let's see what are the, approval time. Yeah, approval time is continuous data. Or assessment time, yeah. So let's say approval time is what I think is affecting my time. If I'm dealing with both continuous and continuous data, this is also continuous data and this is also continuous data, which is, here it is recruitment time. And here it is approval time. Both are continuous data. I will do a scatter plot. We call it scatter plot. So here I will say yes. It is affecting approval time higher, recruitment time is higher. But suppose if I get something like this, recruitment time is low or high, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is high or low. Recruitment time has nothing to do, like they are not related. I'll say approval time is not the root cause. So data-oriented decision making we are doing. Similarly, if I use, let's say, another job description availability, job description is not available or available. Is it impacting? Now, job description availability. Available or not available? These are categorical data, isn't it? Available or not available. So this is attribute data. And here recruitment time is continuous data. I cannot use a scatter plot here. I will use a box plot. Now, box plot is like something like available. When the job descriptions was available, my recruitment time was low. When it is not available, my recruitment time is high, isn't it? And if I divide the data into quartiles, divide them into 4 equal parts, I can make a box plot. So typically, Minitab will give you the box plots based on the categories. Let's see how it can be done. So let's say I want to know recruitment time versus, let's say, job description availability. Is it impacting? I'll do a box plot. Why? Because job description is attribute data. Can you see that? Available, not available is attribute data. And recruitment cycle time is continuous data. So I want to establish a correlation between the two. I will use a box plot. So I'll do a box plot. So I'm just giving you an overview. Obviously, as a green belt, we do these things very slowly along with you. Right now, I'm just giving you the, the essence of the whole thing. Yeah, so box plot indicates, well, job description is available. It takes less time. Recruitment time is less. So job description is the root cause. Yeah. Job description is the real root cause. But let's say type of hiring, is it the root cause? Well, let us see. Again, I'll do a box plot with recruitment time versus the types of hiring. And I find that, well, it doesn't matter much. They're almost, matching, overlapping. It doesn't matter, you have expats, local or shareholders. It doesn't matter. that is not really the root cause. So, but yeah, job description availability is the root cause. So I'll give in the improve phase, I will give a suggestion. So please ensure job description availability for all the positions in the company, and it will drastically reduce our recruitment time. Similarly, recruitment time versus, let's say, approval time. Now, both are continuous data, recruitment time as well as approval time. Both are continuous data. I can make a scatter plot. So I'll make a scatter plot. So let us see, are they correlated? Okay. Appears to be correlated. Yeah. They are positively correlated. So approval time is the root cause, and I'll work on approval time. But if they were not correlated, I would have not worked. Like, for example, if you do the same thing with assessment time, that is probably not the root cause, because they are not related. If you look at the scatter plot, you find that they are not related. So there's no relation. There's no like positive or negative relation. Usually, if they're fitting into a straight line, that means there is a relation. Going up means positive, and going down is negative. So just wanted to give you a brief overview. Now, you've learned a lot, right? After that, we will still have 40 minutes left for our training. Yeah. So, sorry, 25 minutes of training is left. So a lot of you are asking questions. So let's summarize. Let me summarize. And I hope Zara will, are you still there, Zara? So you like this summary. At least I've done the summary for this. So if I'm dealing with the continuous data, graphical summary. Yeah, okay. So this is your summary, right? So if I'm interested in the only single data, single column, I'll use a histogram. If it's attribute data, I did a Pareto. If it is continuous and attribute, I do a box plot. So these are the basic rules of our analysis. Continuous and continuous, a scatter plot. An attribute and attribute, it's Pareto. So basically, it's at your fingertips. Collect the data, get the root cause, act on the root cause. By the way, before I go to the improve phase and control phase, you can join my live training. Recordings are available for lifetime. 2 projects are done in the classroom. Project guidance is provided for lifetime. And there's a lifetime association with me. I have been doing this for last 22 years. And total 33 years of experience. The first 10 years is not related. It was hardcore production, manufacturing petrochemical companies. After that, I started the Lean Six Sigma practice for one of the big 4 consulting firms. And after that, joined AXA, which is an insurance company, Deutsche Bank, Riyadh Bank, Maersk, and a lot of companies. Then now, a lot of clients in manufacturing everywhere. So you can really learn from me a lot. Then, of course, once you have got the root causes, you'll generate the ideas. You'll do rules of brainstorming. You'll follow some basic rules of brainstorming. And some of the basic rules of brainstorming are, sometimes we miss out on those basic rules of brainstorming. Let us look at the basic rules of brainstorming. So you get hold of the people and tell them
the rules of brainstorming are: give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we'll be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas. So document all the ideas. Whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion, so at that time you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration and defer evaluation. Now, this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate those ideas? There are different techniques. Some of these techniques we'll be discussing in our improve phase, but right now we are in analyze phase, and as I told you, either you are using cause and
There are also some techniques like brainstorming technique 635 use. So here, you are trying to, get hold of 6 people and give them this sheet.
they write 3 ideas. Once they have written down the 3 ideas, in the next 5 minutes, again they have to write the 3 ideas.
So this one, something like this.
So a form or a
This form is given to everyone. So 6 people will be writing 3 ideas in 5 minutes. Okay. And then they will pass on the form to everyone, Their pass, like once you have written in the 5 minutes, you pass on your form to someone else and receive another person's form. So again, write the idea, you read the ideas of other person. This will trigger new ideas in your mind, and then you can further write down some more ideas. So this goes on, and you'll find that after some time, you would have received lots of ideas in 108 ideas in 30 minutes. Trust me, we were doing a course like right now, Ferrari World, and they generated 108 ideas to solve one problem in just 30 minutes, right? So it really works. Another way of ensuring that your processes don't fail is FMEA. Now, the FMEA training link will be also sent to you by email, and all the emails, my team, if you can please take a note, all the links which we have given, can you please give those email links to our in the email itself we embed, so people can although they may be making note of it right now, but they may not sometimes people would like to see in the email. So please go to the FMEA, and you can solve your real problems by using just 2 hours or 3 hours of FMEA. This is in this picture, I'm doing an FMEA for a very large soft drink giant based in US. Now you know which giant I'm talking about. So people give solutions, lots of ideas they give, and then you implement those ideas. Once you implement those ideas, you make an implementation plan. Once you implement those ideas, now these ideas will definitely work because they are based on the root cause analysis. So once you implement those ideas, once you improve the process, you'll put some control systems in place. You'll put control charts. You'll put review mechanisms. You'll put dashboards. You will do weekly review meetings or monthly review meeting or sometimes quarterly as the process required. And finally, you will be able to project the gains in terms of monetary value also. So typically, a project completes in 3 to 6 months, and sometimes implementation may take a little time, but still the closure happens within 3 to 4 months as long as the solutions are accepted by the process owner. And that's what is a greenbelt project. I hope you understood. We give the certificates also, Priyadarshini. You're asking for certificate. But let's play a game. Okay, for certificate, you have to answer these questions. Just joking, everyone. No, we have a certificate, but there's the administration fees applicable, are very small, because we have a 25-member team serving all of you people. And that's some administration fees, nothing but what you'll be paying for lunch if you go to a hotel. So if you can, contribute that much, definitely certificate will be given to you. And that is just to take care of our expense part. Because if you understand, also in all social media campaigns, etc., some expenses are involved, right? So okay. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, here's your chance to become a millionaire, or rather, the green belt. Okay. First question. The inputs to a process are called. Right answer will give you $10,000 and wrong answer will not give you anything. Right answer. What is the right answer for this? Yes. Yes. Fastest fingers first. And most of you have given the right answer. All of you win $10,000. Virtual game, virtual money. The output of a process is what the customer sees, out of scope, the big X, or not measurable. Right answer will give you $100,000 and wrong answer, unfortunately. Okay, if you answer this question, you'll cross a milestone and minimum you will take $100,000 from here. Okay, why do you think it is A? Okay, yes, almost. Very good, excellent. Not a deliverable of DMAC. What is not a deliverable of analyze phase? What is not coming in analyze phase? Which of the following is not coming in analyze phase? Analyze means root cause analysis. Remember? So C is the right answer. Solutions. Not coming in analyze phase. Solutions that is coming in improve phase. Remember? Yeah. Done a great performance, and now you have reasons to collect the data. Very large data can also be handled in few clicks. Graphical tools are easy to interpret. Advanced statistical tools are not a nightmare, my dear friends. Would you like, you can just answer this question. If you can answer this question, and that will help me to connect you, and I will give you all the details, and I'll send you all the details and the links of attending the trainings, etc. And we'll be happy. I will be happy to have you in my training programs. I'm starting. I'll tell you the dates also. You will be getting rid of inability to do anything if you face a problem in organization, if you become a green belt or a black belt. You can become a green and black master black belt at one go. You will be not living with the problem, but we'll be solving the problem. You'll not be depending on the job or promotion. Actually, it will come to you. You'll be able to reduce the cost, improve the quality, become a problem solver. Consult your own organization, or you can start on your own like me. I have written a book called Anexas Story. You can read that book. The book is available on Amazon. If you are a Kindle member, then it's available for free, but otherwise it's available on a very not so paperback will be better. Read it using a paperback. Anexas story, the Anexas story, and you can read that. Okay, these are the training dates. We are starting Saturday to Sunday batch, March 26. Waiting for you. Please join. If you don't have time for March 26, you can join for April 29. Okay. You can join for April 29. But try to join in March, because this is our say financial year end offer. So after that, we'll have to increase the costs, obviously. But even if you join in April 29, but if you register now, you'll get lots of discounts, lots of great discounts, I'll tell you. Friday, Saturday batch for Middle East, we have got March 24 starting. I think we can think of changing the dates a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, so we'll be doing this. Weekday, 2 hours every day, Monday to Thursday. Monday morning, starting from March. So you can use, you can come to morning batch also. Morning, 2 hours, Monday to Thursday. Or you can even join our evening batch, starting March 28th. Or next batch will be April 27th. Feel free to join anyone. And also, you can join our training as many times as you want. Once you join our course, after 6 months you want to revise, again, it's free. You can join any number of times. We also conduct PMP, project management training. You can go for a combo. You will save a lot. If you go for green belt, black belt, master black belt, PMP, some of the trainings will come to you for free, totally. So these are the timings if you want to join weekday, and these are the timings if you want to join for weekdays. So you can always feel free to join us. Most welcome. So there are upcoming free webinars also for PMP, CPHQ, Yellow Belt, Data Science. If you are interested in data science, machine learning, Power BI, these are all our upcoming free programs. You can also join them. So just the beginning of the journey. By the way, Yellow Belt is just the beginning. It's not the end of the journey. Optimized processes can save you minimum $100,000. Okay. Enhances your career and gain skills to improve any process in any industry. So these are the certification is from AEC Denmark. Also, we are affiliated to IASSC, and we follow all the syllabus of all the there are so many certifying bodies. We follow the syllabus of everyone. You can, if you want, you can appear for any other exam, but AEC certification from Denmark is included. AEC Australia, AEC Denmark, you can choose whichever body you want. It is included in the fees. Projects are given, Minitab softwares, 2 projects are done. Project guidance for a real lifetime project, real life project, anytime, lifetime assistance free provided to you. Free lifetime access to all our courses, complimentary courses and video recordings, free lifetime access to any of our same online trainings in future. Opportunity to showcase your work on our live LinkedIn quality talks, and you get noticed by recruiters and senior managers for multinationals. Also, please follow me on LinkedIn. You will get a lot of good content there. And I keep announcing some of the very good schemes there. And also, almost every third day, I put a video related to quality tools and techniques, management tools and techniques also. Mock interviews guidance conducted every week. We are enthusiastic, and we also make sure that you learn all the tools and techniques by doing hands-on practice. In Yellow Belt, you don't have to do any hands-on practice, but in Green Belt, we do a project together. I wait for you to complete your projects. Okay, so about the cost, yeah, it is very, very costly, very, very costly. Okay, Green Belt, Lean Expert, you'll get a Lean Expert certificate also if you join a Green Belt, a Black Belt, Master Black Belt, project completion certificate, 50 completed projects, virtual project completion, annual membership, alumni group, total costing $3,000. But now, because we have gone online, plus we also are running a campaign for year-end offer. A lot of things are coming to you for free. And not only that, on top of that, whatever is written here, on top of it, 50 to 70% discount, which is applicable today or tomorrow if you join for any of these 2 batches, any of these 4 batches, 8 batches. I've given the options of 8 batches. So you can go for any of these offers. And yes, I'm waiting for you. In your, like Saudi Riyal, dirhams, rupees, Australian dollars, euros, specifically, we'll be able to tell the discounted price. You can write to us. We'll be happy to. So thanks, Zara. Thanks a lot. And you are also invited to attend my other training programs, and plus join our green belt and black belt trainings. And I'll be sending the links to you. Don't worry. Musab is asking for the links. This whole training program is available to you. Okay, it's whole available to you. Now let us look at some of the applications in the industry. Okay, let us see how do we implement Lean Six Sigma in the organizations. So typically, you will see that when you are doing this in an organization, you will choose projects in different businesses or departments, improvement areas in your organizations. You will choose, and you will form a steering committee. Now, I'm describing how typically Lean Six Sigma, like I'm now talking about the master black belts. See, there are 2 ways of implementing Six Sigma. One is bottom-up approach and one is top-down. Bottom-up approach means you become a green belt, you become a black belt, and you do a project and try to make changes, and your organization will see that benefits. And our top-down approach means your management decides to implement Six Sigma. So we'll form a steering committee who will monitor the implementation of Lean and Six Sigma in the company. And then you will train the champions or the sponsors, the senior management in the organization in basic Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques. Maybe we'll make them yellow belts. We also call it as champions training. And the master black belt will guide the green belts and black belts as they complete the project. They will choose the projects in the different departments. They will get trained. So basically, see, you can start here. You can see we create an infrastructure, identify the sponsor, steering committee. Then after that, we identify the projects. And we also train the champions or the sponsors, sometimes with a business game, sometimes without a business game, depends on what they want. So let me show you, here in one of the Switzerland companies, one company in Switzerland, we conducted champions or the sponsors training using a business game. They were given a problem to be solved, then we taught them basic tools and techniques. And after that, they were able to solve the problem using these basic tools and techniques. So this is one thing. And another one is, once they got convinced, then I'm just taking another example of another company. So once the senior management is convinced, then they nominate the green belts and the black belts. So now these are the green belts and black belts.
Your team name, 1, 2, 3. Anti-Buddha. And your slogan, 1, 2, 3. Green Air Go! Okay. And your song, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go Lean! Let's go Lean! We are the champions! We are a team!
Wow. And your team name, 1, 2, 3.
Hola,
Your slogan, 1, 2, 3.
Together everyone achieves more!
Together everyone achieves more. And your song.
Spirit in the air! All this world has seen, each of us will share one dream. We are one team!
if you are implementing in a company, like this is National Healthcare Service in UK, who are also our client. So there also we did the training. After that, once you complete the project, you present the project to the senior management. And you
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
Yes.
And then over the long term, it really impacts the organization. Like Bank Muscat, we did 40 projects, and it helped the Bank Muscat in 2011 and 12 and 13 to become #1 bank in Oman. Nakel, the logistics company.
My name is Mohammed Al-Bayati. I'm the CEO of Napel. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has taught me and more than 1,000 employees of Napel, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so basically, so these are some of the things which typically, I just wanted to talk about. So once again, I invite you to our trainings, weekends or weekdays. Choose your date, choose your time, whichever batch you want. You can join the batch simultaneously, 2 batches also. That's fine. You can, if you miss out any class, you can join another happening simultaneously. You can also join the next batch, or after 6 months, if you want to revise, you can join that. Training times, these are the training times, once again. And also, these are some of the free upcoming webinars. And also told you lots of offers about our ongoing offers, which we just declared. Some of the, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. So let us see some of the things, what our clients have to say.
Our processes.
So I reached out to our operations team and we headed straight here to Formula Rossa, one of the signature rides here at Ferrari World at Abu Dhabi. And we decided to work on how we could increase the reliability of the time it takes to update our queue time boards. Because as you know, every minute that guest waits in a queue line is super important.
We had the brainstorming session with the team and we went through a few topics and then we chose the most appropriate one for the course. The chosen topic was reduce facilities management service request closeout time.
So I was eager to use statistics and data analytics to solve a business challenge. One of the challenges we had is the erosion of the retail per capita spend in Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, and that was my topic.
Well, actually being an HR professional, recruitment lead time has been always a problem across the board. So taking that subject in specific will help me improve onto the recruitment cycle.
So what we had worked on was redesigning the product launch process, which we've now implemented.
We had a discussion within our team and the most critical area that we faced was our closing process. So we decided among ourselves that this is the one that we should go for.
Yeah, the course that we did was a week-long online facilitated course. It was fantastic. It showed us the whole methodology behind Lean Six Sigma, and it also provided a various amount of tools that we could be able to use to improve all of the existing processes that we have here in the park.
Well, it was 1 week training. It was very interesting and always energetic in terms of interaction in the class. Every single day has been different, and the knowledge sharing has been remarkable.
This gave us a broader perspective to understand the issues, and it gave us opportunity to do some brainstorming, and we were able to come up with better solutions from a wholesome perspective.
It was a very stimulating experience where we met every day with the colleagues, all very engaged, eager to learn, and keen on and willing to actually pause, step back from their day-to-day work to get some new perspectives. So it was really a refreshing exercise.
When an issue comes to us, we try to think about it from a Lean Six Sigma perspective. We try to define the issue. We make a project charter about it. We try to analyze it. So it has changed the perspective of how we look at issues.
Statistics allowed me to understand the root cause of the problem and come up with the very targeted improvement initiatives that we aim at implementing within the year. So every dirham per cap increase would represent 1 million revenue uplifts in a standard year. So the impact can be significant.
Well, this program is in benefit not just for me as a recruiter, but it helps the whole organization in terms of how we can identify issues, how we can look into problems.
So what's really exciting is that since we completed the course and we implemented all of the changes that we worked through, we have 100% seen a decrease in the time that it takes to upload the QTime boards, which is really cool. And one other really exciting thing is that one of the recommendations that the team and I put forward through in our project, for the project I should say, is that has now been funded through the business. So you'll have to watch this space for more. I can't tell you just yet.
I would say satisfaction, quality, and experience. And I say that because my project was focused on how we can improve the product launch. So we wanted to get customers satisfied and improve the customer experience. And we wanted to improve the quality of the products that we were issuing to guests and the overall process that we had within the business to launch new products.
I would say that it has definitely brought consistency to the team, awesome efficiency for sure. And the only other word I can kind of think of is it's brought alignment, not only alignment within the department, but with all of our rides here, also alignment within the business and even with our competitors. So it's a win-win.
I think the biggest personal improvement is giving a framework for doing process improvements. I've always worked in customer experience, and so we're always looking for new ways to how we can improve the customer experience. But the training has now given a framework and a methodology to make sure that we can be consistent and using the best practices to do it.
Is that since we completed the course and
Okay, and let's have some questions if you've got questions. So, yeah, Bushra, thanks a lot. And okay, BPO sector, Talib, if you're there. I had talked about the telecom projects in the beginning, but that was much before the training started. So Talib Anwar, if you are there, I'll be happy to share one. Any specific BPO companies, any specific domain, means banking or financial services, or exactly something which you are looking for. So thank you, Firoz and I'm waiting for you to join. Yes, thanks for registering. Thank you for that. And thank you, all those who have registered for the course. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so usually the first batch will be filled by tomorrow. And you just hurry up. And also, after 31st March, we are going to increase our fees because of in general, every year there is an increase. So after 31st, there would be increase. So if you want to join after that, of course, most welcome, but there would be an increase in the fees. So please utilize this opportunity, and thanks a lot. And any other questions? Let us see some projects, manufacturing projects. Let's start with the manufacturing projects. After that, maybe I'll show you healthcare, and then after that, I'll show you some. These are all recorded videos. Please go ahead, yes.
The world we have created is the product of our own thinking, and we cannot improve the world without improving our thinking. The long-term chronic problems of manufacturing companies like low productivity, lower machine efficiency, high rework, high inventories, high product wastage can't be solved using only experience, logic and intuition. You might be a good operations person, a good engineer or an excellent operator, but you need to have basic knowledge and understanding of some problem solving and process improvement tools too. Here is how Lean Six Sigma can improve your processes in manufacturing. Lean Six Sigma is defined as a business improvement method that aims to maximize the shareholders' value by improving the quality, speed, customer satisfaction, and reduce the costs. It merges tools and principles from both Lean and Six Sigma to do this. It has become the most popular business strategies for deploying continuous improvement in the manufacturing industries. With its help, you can make sure that only essential steps remain in a process. The moment I say Lean Six Sigma techniques, high quality, low cost, increased profits, and customer satisfaction should automatically come to your mind. It is very rightly said that machines are mere pieces of metal if they cannot be made efficient. Lean Six Sigma helps you to do this. What is the core of Lean Six Sigma? It's DMAC. Yes. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps you to reduce the existing problems with unknown causes. Here we train the staff of the manufacturing units as the green belts and black belts, and they convert all the problems into improvement projects. So now the difficulties become opportunities. Then they complete these projects and get certified. It's a win-win for both the organization and the employees. Now, how does Lean Six Sigma decrease the cost? Shijo Shingo said that the most hazardous waste is the waste that we do not recognize. Firstly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on removing the 7 wastes like overproduction, transportation, inventory, etc. from a process. In manufacturing sector, this step can lower the cost of a process by leaps and bounds. Secondly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on solving the problems caused by a process. Here we focus on the processes, not on people, because we believe that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and not due to the people. Defects in your product can cost your organization a fortune, so the focus is on reducing the defects by focusing on the processes. Let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma tools that can be used in manufacturing. Value stream mapping, Kanban, 5S, cause and effect analysis, control charts, DMAC, 5 Whys, Kaizen, hypothesis tests, etc., etc., etc. Let us talk about a few. 5S. A well-organized workplace becomes important if you want to eliminate waste and reduce the errors. 5S is the way to do that. Control charts. By understanding the control charts, you can understand the difference between the common causes and special causes. For special causes, you take immediate action, and for common causes, you take long-term actions. Kanban. It is a visualizing tool on maximizing the flow of goods and work without unnecessary inventory or transportation. Then we have 5 Whys. Ask why 5 times, and you will get to the root cause of the problem. Hypothesis tests. They establish the relationship between the outputs and inputs, and you can get the root cause with 95% confidence. Value stream mapping. It is used for defining and assessing the movement of the raw materials from the beginning of the process to delivery to the customer. It is a way in which the current state of a process is documented and the future state is visualized. If you want in-depth knowledge about all the tools and techniques, you can always join my Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt training programs. So that was about Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing. I hope you have got a clear picture about why Lean Six Sigma is so important in the manufacturing industry. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss out on our important updates on the tools and techniques of Lean and Six Sigma and even project management. Happy learning!
Hi, I am Anexas Master Black Belt Amitabh Saxena, and let me talk about importance of Lean and Six Sigma in healthcare. Lean Six Sigma concepts are used in industries all over the world to improve a process, eliminate waste, and reduce defects. In the healthcare industry, defects not only affect revenue and customer satisfaction, but they signify the difference between life and death. Lean Six Sigma is critically important in healthcare because it helps in reducing defects that can result in medical errors. There are so many challenges in the healthcare industry, like an aging population, shortage of workers, increasing litigation, and many more that require long-term improvement. Because healthcare industry deals with saving lives, errors cannot be accepted at any cost. So, how does Lean Six Sigma really help? With the help of Lean Six Sigma, you can shorten the waiting times in hospitals. The lesser the people wait, the efficient the hospitals will become. Reduce medication errors and even try to completely eliminate them. Improve turnaround time for lab results. Provide better care at lower costs. Ensure that the medical staff makes fewer errors. Reduce mortality rates, improve patient care, improve quality, and improve overall patient experience. How can you do that? By training the staff as green belts and black belts and allowing them to do improvement projects. Lean Six Sigma training and certification in healthcare provides the tools needed to address the challenges at various levels. It is a time for the healthcare industry to utilize Lean Six Sigma methods to its fullest and drastically change the healthcare industry for the better. Don't you want to be a part of the industry where patients are happier, physicians want to work for you, the cost is as low as possible, and at the same time efficiency is high? If your answer is yes, then Lean Six Sigma is your choice. We have implemented Lean Six Sigma in more than 25 hospitals worldwide, including ministries of health of 4 countries, and we can help you too.
There are so many stakeholders in construction industry: the customer and the users of your building or construction, the project organization, the contractors, and the staff at the construction site. Lean has something for everyone. Of course, our primary objective is to satisfy the customers, both external and internal, so you can reduce the project delays and quality defects in your organization. You can improve the safety of the employees at the construction site, reduce the inspection times and non-compliances, drastically cut down on the rework resulting from errors. We have even reduced the architectural designing time in many cases to almost 50% of the original time by eliminating the wastes in the process. Once a process has been perfected with the lean methods, there are safeguards as well as checks and balances put into place to ensure that this efficiency continues through the life of a building or structure that has been constructed. In this particular industry, errors mean danger and extremely costly rework using expensive raw materials. So taking the time to eliminate errors before they happen is crucial to the success of any company specializing in constructing any type of building or dwelling. If a construction company is looking to minimize defects, then Lean course can really help the bottom line and make a huge difference. You can even combine it with Six Sigma and make it Lean and Six Sigma implementation to take the advantage of statistical tools also. The employees take up improvement projects after getting trained as green belts and black belts. They focus on identifying and eliminating any unnecessary waste in that particular system. This is one aspect of lean certification methodology that creates great demand for certified professionals, especially true in the construction industry. A specialized lean certification in construction will give the employees the tools they need to improve the quality of whatever they are building. Lean is a skill set that all of the leading construction companies in the world know to invest in when it comes to hire their employees. Because this eliminates the errors and also improves the quality, customers start to take notice and become loyal to the brand, knowing that they will always be able to get the best possible building at the lowest possible prices. Companies who utilize lean methods know the importance of quality, and the quality of their employees are at the top of the list. Certified employees are a resource that construction companies are willing to invest in. This is why salaries of certified individuals are on an average significantly more than the non-certified colleagues. This also improves the overall corporate culture within a construction company. Because of the certified individuals, everyone knows their role and expectations within the company and exactly how teams need to work together to bring about the positive changes. Do share this video with your friends in construction industry and let me know on what topic I should make my next video. I am a Lean and Six Sigma certified Master Black Belt, have implemented Lean in many construction industries and would like to invite you to my Lean construction training programs. Confused about Lean and Six Sigma? Here is everything you need to know. Let me start with the training objectives. The first one is to educate you in Lean Six Sigma. Our main objective is to provide you with the right education. When you give your hard-earned money to anyone for anything, your priority must be to get the best results out of it. I understand that, and in fact, everyone here at Anexas believes in that, and this is why we keep quality of training as our highest priority. Second one is to enable you to improve processes. When you think about Lean Six Sigma, process improvement should be the first thing that should come to your mind. Identification of risks, errors, defects in a process and removing them is what LSS aims to do. The third one is to make you a star performer. To elaborate a little bit more, being a Lean Six Sigma Green and Black Belt will signify that you are capable of helping your organization reduce risk and eliminate errors and defects. You can improve business processes and sustain quality improvement since LSS is flexible in every domain. Your worth will increase in every industry. You would gain hands-on experience in quality management and much, much more. Now, let me tell you if Lean Six Sigma can be a good career. If I go on to explain how good a career Lean Six Sigma can be, then you will have to listen to me for the next 2 hours. But let me keep it short and explain the career opportunities in LSS. You can be a process improvement manager, Lean Six Sigma consultant, more efficient, operations manager, quality director, chief quality officer, healthcare quality specialist, lean manufacturing engineer, process development engineer, compliance structural engineer, reliability engineer, operating system specialist, senior IT project manager, data scientist, project engineer, director, performance excellence, etc., etc., etc. Now, let me tell you how we provide the training. The first one is learn from home. All our trainings are conducted online currently, so you can sit at your home comfortably and get trained to become a professional green or black belt. I have an experience of 30 years in this field and I can proudly say that I am the best person you can learn LSS from. Next is, certificates provided by Anexas are valid internationally. But during the training, we focus on learning the concepts, tools and techniques and everything that the course has to offer. I believe that certificates can be provided from anywhere, but gaining knowledge and the right guidance cannot be provided by everyone. And the third point is, all courses provided by Anexas are practical. We do not simply explain the concepts on paper and move on. We teach you how to implement those techniques in projects and in real life. So, if anyone asks you whether you know how to use these techniques in real life, you can proudly say yes. We offer weekday and weekend trainings. Everything is at your convenience. So all you have to do is to set your mind on your target and leave all your worries to us. So what are you waiting for? Join me in Lean Six Sigma training and let us work together to give you the best future you deserve. Lean and Six Sigma is an improvement methodology which reduces costs, defects, errors, cycle times, and increases the customer satisfaction, resulting in better efficiency and higher profits. In short, it does whatever a CEO or a shareholders want. It is used in all domains, be it manufacturing, services, oil and gas, IT, construction, banking, healthcare, textile, telecom, BPO, and whatnot. Here, we convert the improvement opportunities in the organizations to projects and train people like you who are working in these processes as green belts and black belts who execute those projects in 5 phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In define phase, we set the direction for improvement by writing a problem and goal statement and forming a project team. In measure, we collect the data and understand how the process is performing. In analyze, we analyze the root causes. We map the process, identify the waste, use cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis, graphical analysis, and hypothesis tests. In improve phase, we generate ideas to take care of root causes using lots of tools like brainstorming, mistake proofing, FMEA, etc. And in control phase, we sustain the improvements for a long time by using process management and control charts. To become a black belt, you just need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and of course, a lot of fire in the belly. Do I need to tell you that? Of course, it is Anexas where professionalism meets fun and where people fall in love with statistics and process improvement. Well, that's what our clients tell us. And we take pride in telling that we are the best. If you are not doing Six Sigma with us, then you are missing something. How can Lean and Six Sigma be used in IT? I have implemented Lean and Six Sigma in many IT organizations and each of them have given different benefits. But 3 benefits have been common to all organizations, and they are improvement in customer satisfaction, reduction of costs, and reduction of cycle times and project delivery times. When applied to IT operations, Lean Six Sigma aims to measure and improve both internal processes such as network speed and reliability and external processes like server response time, etc. Other projects which I have executed in IT industries are reduction of defect density and reduction of issues, on-time project delivery, reduction of rework, improvement of IT help desk services by reducing both time and errors. Lean Six Sigma also helps you to quantify the benefits of IT projects which are implemented within the organization. The Lean Six Sigma tools also help you to improve IT support services. How do we do that? By training the staff of IT companies to use Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques and apply DMAC methodology, that is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. They convert the improvement opportunities in the company to Lean Six Sigma projects and complete them to achieve their certifications as green belts and black belts. So they identify the opportunities, they convert them into the projects, and these employees, after applying Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques, improve the process and get certified. So it's a win-win situation. Lean Six Sigma helps to integrate the process excellence in an IT organization's culture to achieve CMM level 5 too. Now you may ask, strategically, what is the impact on IT organizations after implementing Lean and Six Sigma? My answer would be, Lean Six Sigma improves the efficiency of your business and processes, improves the quality of the services you provide, increases the return on investment, improves workforce productivity, and reduces the project completion times. Overall, it helps the organization to deliver faster and more accurate results. To give you examples, some of the tools which have yielded excellent results are use of FMEA. It has resulted in identifying the mistakes and also preventing those mistakes from occurring. Use of control charts help many organizations to find the special causes and appropriately take action on it. And then identifying the difference between the common causes and special causes, these organizations have been able to take long-term improvement projects. Kano model has been used to classify the customer requirements into must-haves, good to have, and nice to have, and that has also helped the voice of customer conversion to CTQ, the critical to quality characteristics, the important characteristic, what the customer is looking for. 5 whys, it has helped many organizations to get to the root causes of many issues. So what are you waiting for? Get your Lean Six Sigma certification from Anexas right now. As they say, better late than never.